Congressman Barney Frank's bill would create a regulatory framework for internet gambling and let licensed companies back into the market.
This is, I believe, the single biggest example of an intrusion into the principle that people should be free to do things on the internet.
The U.S. casino industry is split on the issue. Harrah's has hired a prominent D.C. lobbyist to push for online gambling, while casino magnate Steve Wynn says he's against any changes in the current law because he doesn't think it's possible to effectively regulate the industry. There's also some fear that more online gambling would mean fewer visitors to Las Vegas.
All right, now we should point out that similar legislation failed in the last Congress, and with casino companies split and an assortment of liberal and conservative lawmakers against it, final passage might still be difficult. Now, let's get more on that gambling bill that Barney Frank is introducing today. John Pappas is the executive director of the Poker Players Alliance, a group formed to fight to legalize online poker here in the U.S., and he joins us from Washington. And actually, I don't want to say to legalize necessarily, because currently, John, it's not really illegal to play poker online, is it?
Correct. For the U.S. player, it's not illegal for them to go online and play internet poker. What the law in 2006 attempted to do was make illegal the transaction. So it puts the burden on the financial institutions, not on the individual player.
Let me ask, a lot of people are saying the internet or internet gambling is kind of a gateway drug of sorts, if you even believe in such a thing, to further gambling, and people are saying that that could cause problems that lead to increased even foreclosures in the U.S. What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, poker is a gateway drug to learning math, I guess. I don't view poker as gaming, and nor do our million members. But to respond to that concern about gaming in general, we believe if you believe that there are perceived problems, the best way to deal with them are to license and regulate, make sure that the federal government puts the standards in place so that there is safety for minors, that there are services for problem gamblers, and that adult consumers can enjoy the game without fear of fraud and abuse. That's the only way that you can do it. A prohibition never stopped a child from getting online. A prohibition never helped a problem gambler. Regulation is the only way to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that. Congressman Backus out today with sort of a retort to Barney Frank's proposal, saying that basically allowing poker, basically offshore internet gambling sites to operate unfettered in the United States, and I'm reading from a statement, would present a clear danger to our youth. Is that really a serious concern? I mean, do kids run around with credit cards and checking accounts and develop online gambling problems?
In the unlikely event that a child could get online, certainly that's something we're concerned about, and that's why we believe Barney's solution is appropriate. But the reality is this isn't preying on the youth of America. Most of the online sites today already are using very high tech, sophisticated age verification technologies. They have no interest in having children on their website playing against adults. That creates chargebacks. It creates all sorts of issues for the gaming sites that they don't want to deal with. They want adult consumers playing on their sites. There's technology available to ensure that people on their sites are of a certain age, and the only way to assure that all sites that operate in the U.S. have that is to pass a bill like Barney Frank's bill, which would license and regulate it.
Now, all of the concern, by the way, about illegal gambling, or all the reasoning that gambling is illegal online comes from a 1961, I believe, bill. What's the difference here between poker and, say, betting on a sporting event as far as your organization is concerned?
Well, we think there's a big difference. Poker, first of all, is a game of skill. Not that there isn't skill involved in handicapping sporting events, but poker is a game of skill. It's a non-house bank game, meaning that you're not betting against a casino or a house. You're betting against other like-minded individuals who are competing in a game based on their own skill. And the interesting thing about the 1961 Wire Act, which was obviously out well before the Internet came into prominence, is that it states in there that illegal gambling is being in the business of betting or wagering. Well, Internet poker site isn't in the business of betting or wagering. They're not betting or wagering anyone. They're simply allowing a venue in which people can compete in games of skill like poker against each other.
Nonetheless, a lot of people expect the casinos to have a hand in running these sites if they're made legal. Do you expect that to be the case as well?
I would imagine so. I think there should be, for our million members, they want to see a variety in the marketplace. They want to see foreign competition. They want to see the land-based companies that they know already, the Harrah's, the MGMs, and even Wynn, even though he's certainly a stumbling block right now, they'd love to see them in the marketplace and play on their sites. And I don't think it's a competitive disadvantage to the brick-and-mortar facilities, which would, I think, would benefit from the exposure they would get on the Internet.
All right. Hey, John, thanks for joining us. John Pappas, their executive director of the Poker Players Alliance, talking about what we could expect after this legislation, if this